I had said that I wasn't going to do any other videos on Unrivaled, and this is not a video on Unrivaled, but it is a video that is based on stuff that's happening in Unrivaled, for which there are people in the media who are choosing to take a stance that is wholly ridiculous, and just continues to show a lack of objectivity, show an absolute tone deafness, and show that really you just don't know what the hell you're talking about, and you're choosing to take a side because you don't like Caitlin Clark for whatever reason, that you've chosen to not like Caitlin Clark for whatever reason. And throughout Unrivaled, I think we've seen some players that have shown themselves to be maybe better than we thought or worse than we thought. But there's not one player that I've seen so far in Unrivaled where I said, yeah, that's who I thought she was. No, I either think you're a lot better than I thought you were, or I think you're a lot worse than I thought you were. And one of the players that I have seen over the past few games who is showing herself to be a lot better, when I say better, better of a scorer than I thought she could ever be, that's Chelsea Gray. And I acknowledge that Chelsea Gray has been balling. She's been playing really well in Unrivaled. She's been putting the ball in the hole, and she's showing a part of her game, especially in the mid range, that is effective and can be very effective in the WNBA. But there are levels to this. And I'm going to talk about that real quick. Welcome back to Rudy's Rant, part of Coming Out of the Podcast. I am your host, Rudy Rodriguez Showmont, aka Rudy the Hammer. This is where we talk facts over feelings. If you were on last night with me in the live, I appreciate it. That was a fun time. I had, my gosh, over 900 people between YouTube and Twitter. I took a lot of flack from a lot of folks who are huge Angel Reese fans and got called every slur you could think of. And it's funny, I get called a slur, but and you're doing it right on the page so everyone sees it. But yeah, it's okay when folks do that to me. But apparently, all the players who had it done to them, but they never showed any of those slurs. It's just funny. It's ironic, ain't it? But let's talk about Chelsea Gray. Chelsea Gray last night had 26 points, 9 of 20 shooting. She had a strong game. She had a strong game. Rose beat the Lunar Owls. Impressive game by them. Impressive. And Chelsea Gray has shown this ability, mid-range in particular, to hit some shots. And she's shown some ability to hit some threes. But there is one particular person, one of at least, someone by the name of Natalie Esquire, Nat Fluential, who is supposedly an NBC Sports whatever. I can't even take that seriously anymore because I don't really think she's anything significant at NBC Sports. But she goes out of her way to say absolutely outrageous stuff pretty much all the time. And let's start off with the beginning of the outrageous. Because the outrageous started earlier on this season where she said the following, and I'll show it to you. So it starts here with Nat Fluential on the left. And this is when Caitlin Clark didn't make the U.S. national team for the Olympics in lieu of Chelsea Gray, who had barely played it this past season. So I'll let you hear what she had to say, because this is how deep the dislike and disdain are. Clearly for white people, because there's no other logical explanation that you could say something like this with a straight face and really believe it, unless you just hate white people. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. You can't, or you hate her. One or the other. Either you hate white people or you hate her. But in no logical rhyme or reason could you possibly think this.
Compromised Chelsea Gray is still 10 times superior than having Caitlin Clark on the team. And I think what people are missing is compromised Chelsea Gray is still 10 times superior than having.
I can't even. I can't even. She said that having a compromised Chelsea Gray is 10 times superior to Caitlin Clark. Now, I want you to think about that for a second. This is someone who sits here and presents herself as a media member. I'm just lost. I'm just lost. This is someone who presents herself as a media member. How can you take someone like this seriously? And then this is what you get last night after Chelsea Gray played. As you can see, this is at 10:15 in the evening yesterday. I mean, Chelsea Gray is the best point guard in the WNBA. That hasn't changed because she had a down year returning from injury. The disrespect on her name was ridiculous. 10:15 p.m., 2:21:25. That was last night after the Rose played the Lunar Owls. Now, let's talk about that. This is largely, more than likely, what a real reporter actually said about these, whatever they are. People call them stands. I think it's because there are a lot of stands posing as reporters in the women's sports space. That's Annie Costable. She is from the Chicago newspaper or whatever. She covered the Chicago Sky. And apparently they didn't like how she asked real questions. So they got all sensitive about it. So that is what I perceive this Natfluential Natalie Esquire. I mean, lawyer. Wow. Yeah. You gotta clue me in on this one, because you're gonna sit here with a straight face and say, even at that point in the season, for which Caitlin Clark's numbers were far better than Chelsea Gray's, that she was 10 times the player Caitlin Clark was, even compromised and injured. You sound ridiculous, like utterly ridiculous. I can't. There are no words. There are no words. And now you double down because she's doing something in a 3-on-3 league. Mind you, I give her credit. She looks good, but she's shooting 43.5% in this 3-on-3 league. Just so you know, 43.5% from the field in a 3-on-3 league in which she's wide open most of the time. Most of the time, she's wide open. I'm just saying, just to educate you, she's wide open most of the time. She gets mismatches against bigs that she's quicker than. They can't guard her. All that good stuff. Best point guard in the league, huh? Let's dig a little deeper now. Let's dig a little deeper on this one. This right here. This right here is the best game, the best season that Chelsea Gray had in the WNBA. This was Caitlin Clark's rookie year on the right. This was rookie year to her best season. All right. 19.2 to 15.5, 5.7 to 4.0, 8.4 to 7.3. Steals a little bit more. Blocks more. Okay, you shot better from the field. Okay. You shot better from three. Okay. Better from free throw line. Okay. You have one WNBA championship. You've played 10 years or 9 years. You've never been first team all WNBA. Caitlin Clark did it in her first year, her rookie season. All WNBA, her rookie season. All-Star, her rookie season. So you've got one All-Star game to Caitlin Clark's one All-Star game. That's not accurate. I'm sorry, that's her rookie year, last year. And she actually has a few more than that. So that's actually incorrect completely. But 1, 2, Chelsea Gray's been to 6 All-Star games. I'm going to give her the credit she deserves. She's a good player. I've not ever said she's terrible. Maybe I did. I don't remember. But she's a good player. This is Chelsea Gray's entire career. Her first year, she didn't play with a knee injury. Her rookie year, she averaged 6.9 points per game. Her second year, she averaged 5.9 points per game, less than 3 assists. Her third year, she was WNBA second team, most improved player, second and most improved player, and an all-star. She averaged under 15 points. She has averaged over 15 points one time in her 10-year career. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I'm not even counting 14 because she didn't play. So in her 10-year career, she has never averaged more than 15.3 points. Oh, let's look at the assist numbers. Look at those assist numbers. She's averaged 7.3. That was her career high. That was her best season. Other than that, she's never cracked 7 assists. Last I checked, Caitlin Clark just averaged over 8 assists a game as a rookie, playing with substandard talent in comparison to the last, I don't know, 6 years that Chelsea Grace played in Vegas next to Asia Wilson, Jackie Young, and Kelsey Plum. Yeah. All right. She shot 44% or 41%. I mean, she's had some up and down with shooting, 46.2 for her career. Good job. You're the fourth option on your team scoring wise. So the shots that you typically take are going to be wide open. These are facts over feelings. If you're not the freaking first option, you are not going to be guarded the same way the first option is. The first option is clearly Asia Wilson. The second option, you could either say was Kelsey Plum or Jackie Young. The third option you would say is Kelsey Plum or Jackie Young. The fourth option would be Chelsea Gray. Again, you're calling this woman the best point guard in the WNBA, and you're saying it with a straight face. Can we stop? Oh, by the way, she's never finished better than 7th in MVP voting. Caitlin Clark as a rookie finished 4th in MVP voting. Caitlin Clark as a rookie was first team all WNBA. Oh, yeah. By the way, Caitlin Clark was the rookie of the year. I don't see that on Chelsea Gray's resume. I don't see it on her resume. I'm not here to shit on Chelsea Gray. I'm here to expose people that are frauds. Chelsea Gray looks good right now, man. I think she shows an ability to score that I didn't know that she had. I really hadn't seen it. But the problem is, if she's not going to actually use that in a game, in a WNBA game, what the hell does it matter? It doesn't really matter if she's not going to use it. And don't sit here and tell me she was injured, which is why she averaged 8.6 points per game. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Please don't. Please don't do that. This is what you had last year. I don't know why it doesn't fix it like that. 8.6, 4.9, 2.9, 40.8%. So less than 41% from the field, 33.8 from 3. Again, do not tell me it's just a down year. I don't know that it's just a down year. Chelsea Gray is 32 years old. She's not getting any younger. She's not getting any younger. Career, 12 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists. Do not tell me and sit here and tell me that this woman is 10 times better than Caitlin Clark when she's compromised. And then also say she's the best point guard in the WNBA, right? Like you're not. No one. How can anyone take you seriously? No one can take you seriously. You say outlandish nonsense. Outlandish nonsense. It's unbelievable. Folks, like here's a comment from someone who replied to this nonsense about Caitlin Clark. Think about this for a second, right here. Think about this one for a second. Imagine if someone said Jokic can't win MVP if the Nuggets don't win a championship, or Curry isn't the best point guard because he didn't win a championship in college. Remember that, college. He didn't win a championship. He never got to the Final Four. Played at Davidson. WNBA media is behind every other sport and analysis. Also, the law school you went to sucks, Natalie. I don't know what law school she went to. I don't. A year. Where did that go? A year in which you win a championship is better than any regular season stats. Not when you're the fourth best player on your team. Stop acting like she was the reason. If you'd watched Chelsea Gray in the postseason where she won Finals MVP, you wouldn't be asking me silly questions. All right, man. All right. If she won Finals MVP, good for her. She was still playing on a loaded squad. She played a good series. Congrats. She still wasn't first team all WNBA. So you're telling me that Chelsea Gray's had a better professional basketball career than, I don't know, say Karl Malone or Charles Barkley or John Stockton or Tim Hardaway Sr.? What? Or Luka Doncic right now? Or Jimmy Butler? So she's had a better professional career because she was on a team that was better than the teams that they were on. Maybe. I'm saying comparatively, like obviously it's men to women, but because she was on a team that won, where she was the fourth best player on the team, that makes her like, it doesn't make any sense. Like this lady here. All right, man. I don't know what Chelsea's own Cece's own teammates said Chelsea knows the best passes that she never played. What are you talking about? Who are her teammates that are playing on the rows? You mean Lexi Hull? Yeah, Lexi Hull, the queen of missing layups that Caitlin Clark put in a dime to her. Whatever. Yeah, I don't even believe that. I don't believe that. I have to hear Lexi Hull say that Chelsea Gray's a better passer than Caitlin Clark. Yeah, like you weren't watching basketball last year. All right, let's look at what other comments. Yeah, Kyle Lowry was better than Steph Curry in 18-19. No, the fuck. No, the hell he wasn't. No, the hell he wasn't. I'm just curious. Where did this Natfluential girl go to college? Because I have no idea. Natalie Esquire. Because, yeah, the person's calling out the law school. I'm not going to sit here and disrespect anyone's law school. Because I'm not that guy. Going to law school is hard. It will always be hard. Let's see if I can find it. I'm not even going to mention it because I know law schools. I used to do talent recruiting for lawyers, and I know exactly who law firms look for. She's never been a lawyer, like publicly, like she's never been a lawyer, like practicing lawyer. Nah, her law school's not bad. Nah, I disagree. Yeah, her law school's not. It's not terrible. I disagree with that. It's not terrible. That's not correct. That's just incorrect. So, see, I'm objective. I don't have to sit here and make something up and say it's trash when it's not. Nonetheless, I don't know how you can take how anyone can take this seriously. And this is what makes it so hard to watch this sport is that when you have people that are like this, that are just riding this racial line. If Caitlin Clark was black, she would love Caitlin Clark. There's no way in the world she would call Chelsea Gray the best point guard in the WNBA. But hey, what else is there? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Appreciate your feedback. Leave a comment. Like the video, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't done so. I appreciate y'all. This is what we're talking about. We're talking about stands who are pretending to be media members, pretending because they're not real media members. They have no objectivity whatsoever. I guarantee you, there's not one video or one clip or one article or one thing that she's ever said all year where she congratulated and said that Caitlin Clark was a flipping beast. I'm sure she never did it all year. I'm not 1,000% sure, but I'm fairly certain that she never went out of her way to to say that Caitlin Clark was a beast. So, yeah, first team all WNBA at point guard. Y'all have a good one. Come on now.